Hey guys, welcome back to Adobe Start with Stock. I'm Kat Tat, tattoo artist, painter, owner of Enigma Tattoo, Beverly Hills, and this is the final part 3 of my 3-part video series showing you how I create some of my tattoo designs using Adobe Stock. Now, today we are going to cover some of my favorite designs. One of my favorite things to do is tattooing portraits. I do a ton of portrait tattoos, whether someone just had a newborn baby or if someone lost a loved one. I love taking whatever person they want me to tattoo, finding out something more personal about them, and using Adobe Stock to incorporate other images to make it a full piece. So let's get started. So I'm going to use a leg as my canvas today. It's great real estate for a portrait tattoo. I use real estate because that's where the tattoo is gonna live forever. So with portrait tattoos and really any clients, so I'll use images of different parts of the body, but if I'm actually tattooing a client, I will take a picture of their body and add that to my computer so I can show it what the tattoo is gonna look like on them. So here's an image of my nephew. Look at how cute he is. He's so adorable. So I always tell my clients, bring in the highest resolution photos that you have of your loved one. Try to find the best quality photo that you can. If you can't find a good photo, then the tattoo may not be able to get done, or me as an artist, sometimes I know if I can work with it and turn it into a good tattoo. So here's a really cute picture of my nephew. I'm placing this. I love how it's got his full body in there. As you can see, this leg right here kind of falls off of the leg that I'm tattooing. Find a good area to cut off his image so that I can add another image so that you'll be able to see this tattoo without it wrapping around the leg. Does that make sense? So right here, I'm erasing all of the parts of the picture that won't show if you're looking at the tattoo. It will be awkward if you have a picture of the baby and then if his arm is out like this and you try to tattoo that arm, the arm's gonna wrap around to the front of the leg. So if you're standing straight and someone just sees an arm, it won't make sense. So you wanna make sure that you're working with a flat canvas and with the part of the body that's going to read. So I'm gonna border it here. You see I got rid of this little shoe and I'm making this image fit what I can see without it having to wrap. Now that I've done that, I'm going to turn the portrait black and white, bump up the values a little bit, play with the values, give it a little bit more contrast. All right, and I can tell that this is going to work for a great portrait. Just because it's such a great photo. It has the contrast with the darks of his hair and the darks on his shirt. I think that's what really makes a good tattoo. Those different transitions between lights and dark is what makes the tattoo jump out at you. So I'm gonna create a new layer and let's do something personal. I'm gonna do a baseball because my nephew here has on a baseball jersey. And say one of my brother's favorite memories with him is them going to a baseball game. So I try to think of something personal like that. Like, well, what is special to you guys? I try to find out a little something about their relationship, all that. This is hypothetically speaking, obviously. So I use the baseball because it matches his baseball shirt, and I'm going to size this down so that, it fits that flat surface of the back of the leg. And here I'm going to get rid of the edges around the baseball so that some other examples that I use, again, I know I talked about it before, but I think every tattoo should have a top and a bottom. So the top of the portrait could be a face or half the body, and then something just to border it. So a lot of people get roses to border off their tattoos. If I'm doing a memorial tattoo for someone who passed away, I might add a dove or a bird, something like that. If I've done tattoos before where someone has lost their loved one to a type of cancer. So therefore I might do a ribbon, a cancer ribbon representing, the type of cancer that they were battling. I've done things like that to really, really symbolize that, make that piece as personal as possible to the client. Another popular cute design for baby tattoos is the little building blocks. So they might get their baby's face and then some cute building blocks underneath with the baby's name might look really, really cute in there. So I'm gonna turn the baseball black and white so that it matches the baby portrait. Bump up the contrast a little bit so we can really, really see those shadows. Images that appear white like a baseball that you might think is white, I always bump up the contrast because in reality, it's not white. And when you're shading it, you don't want to just leave it skinned because then it will look flat and non-dimensional. I always turn the contrast up way, way high so that I can see all the shadows in this baseball. I want to see every crevice, every dent, everything. So now I'm merging these two images together, and let's make this a little bit more personal. So my nephew's name is James. So again, to add more detail to the baseball, which doesn't have too much detail, I'm going to add his name into this baseball. Open up my text, and I want to add a little bit more contrast to this design. So I'm going to add another layer and go behind the baseball and add some shadows. I did the same thing with the skyline tattoo. I add the shadows behind the images because it really, really makes those images sit on top of each other and makes it look really, really 3D, like it's popping out at you. And I'm gonna use my soft eraser because again, I just like soft edges, everything to be nice and soft, smooth shading. I should actually send this design to my brother because he might want to get it tattooed. And there we have a portrait tattoo. So that concludes our 3-part series of Adobe Start with Stock. I showed you guys how I create some Chicago skyline tattoos, some floral tattoos, and I just went over how I bring portrait tattoos to life using some images from Adobe Stock. So I hope that fueled your creativity a little bit and showed you the limitless possibilities that you have with Adobe Stock. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.